fans, welcome back to a brand new episode of The Dry Dock with your two favourite internet personalities, the two Mikes. We're a little bit like the two Ronnies, just very not as funny.
Hey, that's a lie. We are marginally crap at what we do.
We are no way near two Ronnies.
We should just we'll just call ourselves the two Mics because we have two mics.
Two microphones, yes.
Well,
that makes us the four Mics then, because that means we're both Mike with mics. Or was that Mike squared?
Mike squared. Oh my God, Mike.
The Mike paradox.
The MCU. The Mike Cinematic Universe.
No, it would be the MPU, the Mike Podcast Universe.
Oh my God. Oh, yes. Please don't.
Anyway, this week we're obviously diving into the latest edition of the Fanhome Star Trek Starships collection, which is the USS Voyager NCC 74656-A from Star Trek Prodigy. Now, we're going to wait.
Can I just quickly interject and call it the Voyager?
The Voyager. So what? You're going to go Voyaja? Voyager.
The Voyager. The Voyager. Or just Vija.
No, it can't be Vija because Vija's been done.
Carbon units. Design better ship.
Anyway, we're going to break this episode down into our usual format. We're going to talk about the experience, which is a complete and utter role reversal for a change. I had a shit experience. You had a great experience. Then we're going to talk about the abomination that is the magazine, followed by the model. So, with that being said, experience, Goodwill. You had a great experience this month.
I absolutely did. It got delivered. Moving on. It literally it was delivered to a locker.
Even though they're not delivering to lockers.
This was before that it was delivered. This was before that they changed it.
So for those who don't know, we all received in the UK because our useless pile of courier company can't organise
a lot of bleeps
up in a brewery.
That's a lot of bleeps.
It is a lot of bleeps, but it's true. So we all received emails going, "Dear customer," because they don't have our first and last name in a database somewhere. "We wanted to let you know a small update regarding deliveries in the UK. Yodel has recently become part of the InPost network, and you will now see a locker delivery option offered to you in the Yodel InPost as part of the tracking email they sent yourself. But please note that the locker option is not currently available for Fanhome parcels, and all orders will be continued directly safely to your home address / safe location." As normal for the moment, we're working closely with our delivery partners to ensure this feature in the near future, and we'll contact you again once it becomes available. Thanks. We also got this email last month.
Yeah. So I was a little bit confused.
30th of the 10th, I got it.
Yeah. So I was a little bit confused because this got delivered. So obviously I was at work.
Like most normal people are between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Yes, I wasn't driving a virtual truck back then.
That's a whole nother story.
I know. So I thought, here we go again. It's an XL model. They're not going to allow it to be stored in a locker. I'm going to have to go all the way around town to get it. So I said, put it in the locker at Tesco. And to my absolute amazement, they went, all right.
Okay. Yep.
And then when I got to the locker, it was there in the correct place. I picked it up. And it was there. It was done. I got a successful delivery. I was flabbergasted by this. I was taken aback. And then Mike number one.
So, yeah, I don't know what the hell happened this month. I was kind of a bit miffed. So I'm just going to try and log into my my Fanhome account because for some reason, Fanhome, did you not know that you can add the ID of email to an email field? So autofill fills out email addresses to the email field. Fun fact. So let me go to that, and then if I go track package, I will then get, where's your parcel been? So the 13th of October came, and I went, good news! Your parcel has been shipped. And then I get the email from Yodel to go, we're expecting your parcel from the sender. We will provide an update once we have it. It's like, okay. Then on the 16th, I get a ping from Yodel to say, good news! We have your parcel. It's at our national hub. And I thought, oh, wonderful. And then at 5:36 in the morning on the 17th, it goes, your parcel has arrived at your delivery depot. So it has arrived in Farnborough, ready. And I thought, do you know what? That's a Thursday. I'm actually going to Costco in 2 days' time. I could go and pick it up from the depot as I have to drive past it. And I thought, nah, fuck it, because I know my luck. I'll end up going on a Sunday and they'll be shut, and I don't want to faff around with that. Anyway, so that was on the 17th. 17th came and went, and it's still at my delivery depot. The 18th came and went, and it's still at the delivery depot. I went, this story sounds familiar. Where have I seen this before? The 19th came, and it's still at the delivery depot. So I jumped onto, this is on a Monday, so I jumped onto Yodel chat and I said, hello, I'd like an update, please. Sorry, we're experiencing a high demand, so your parcel has been delayed. So, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt this once, because, you should expect it in the next 24 hours. Okay, great. That means it should arrive by end of play Tuesday then. Mm-hmm. Tuesday came and went, and I thought, 7 o'clock at night? Nope, still nothing. Check the tracking. We have your parcel. And then it says, your parcel is at our national hub. So it's been sat in Farnborough for 4.5 days, and now it's gone back to wherever the flipping hell their national hub is. So I jump back onto Yodel chat, and I go, hello, you told me my parcel would be here within 24 hours. Why is it now somewhere in the Midlands? Oh, well, due to a high volume, your parcel has been delayed. No, you didn't answer my question, did you? Why has my parcel gone from my delivery hub to the national hub? Bear in mind, it came from the national hub to the delivery hub to now go back to the national hub? Pourquoi? Oh, we can't give you an answer to that. There's high demand, so whatever, fine, I gave up. The following morning, I got a text message. Good news, your parcel has been received at the delivery depot. That was on the 22nd. And then at 7 o'clock in the morning, I got another message to say, we have your parcel, please check back for updates. And then at 12:20, I got another message to say, we have your parcel, please check back for updates. And then at 12:15, my parcel was delivered by somebody in an Amazon van, which confused the absolute bejeebers out of me. Don't understand that. So either there's an Amazon driver moonlighting as a Yodel driver somewhere, or there's a Yodel driver moonlighting as an Amazon driver somewhere. One of the two. The sticker
fell off the side. Yes, it was Yodel, and it just fell off during transport.
Exactly. No, it's one of those new grey transits that has Prime. Yeah.
Really?
It really threw me.
What?
Yes. No, So I reckon there's a courier somewhere double moonlighting. And then what really made me laugh is at 12:21, I got a text message saying, good news, your parcel's out for delivery and it will arrive between 12:09 and 14:09. I went, yeah, no shit. It arrived 10 minutes before you text me. So I would love to know what the hell happened. Why? And to be fair, the box looked like it had been sat on and squished and someone had urinated all over it and everything. It was a disgusting box. No, they hadn't actually urinated, but that's what it looked like. It looked like it'd been dragged around the depths of Gotham City. So I'd love to know what the hell happened. I don't understand why it sat at my depot for 5 days, fucked off back to the Midlands, and then came all the way back again. I mean, my parcel now has the carbon footprint of China.
I mean, it's Taylor Swift's average journey, isn't it? Really?
Yeah,
but
I know.
I just took great glee in the fact that in the time it took you. Bearing in mind, this ship was in the UK. In the time it took you to receive it, I lost a job, became unemployed, became self-employed in the time it took for one little model to get delivered from one part of the country to the other.
I could have walked to Yodel's depot, and I could have actually walked to D'Agostini's depot, and picked it up quicker than Yodel could have delivered it.
I think Yodel's depot is a myth. I think it exists outside the realms of our universe. I think it's some sort of quantum singularity.
Well, yeah. I mean, I thought it being brought over by Impost was supposed to fix things, not make things worse.
Well, I mean, I don't know why now suddenly they can't use the lockers unless there's like a whole insurance thing or something. I'm not too sure.
I think it's that. I think because I think one of two things has happened. I think that D'Agostini, who obviously own Fanhome and run Fanhome, because Fanhome is just a trading name, actually don't want lockers because it could open them up to fraud. So when it comes to locker deliveries, they're not technically classed as, they don't ever get classed as delivered as such.
Correct.
So from an insurance perspective, that can be a little bit of a nightmare because there's no proof that the addressee actually collected the parcel, just somebody collected the parcel. So there's that headache, but also at the same time, it's just like, and
yeah.
who,
Yeah.
I just don't get it. And
Bear in mind they have CCTV,
and it takes your photo normally as well when you go and pick it up. And
correct.
I mean, the thing that annoys me about it is no one else on the planet seems to have this problem. Every other courier company in the UK runs their own lockers pretty much. I've even found Royal Mail have lockers now.
Yeah, that's correct.
And no one else seems to have this problem. I mean, why is it only D'Agostini? I don't know. It could just be that they've had some issues with people saying that they've had their, they've gone to go and pick up their parcel and it's been collected, or the courier driver has said it's in the locker, but it's not in the locker, and, and everything else. So it could be all kinds of weird and wonderful things. Who knows? But
I don't know. It just seems a little bit daft, considering most people work to afford to pay these, and now they don't have the ability. I mean, I'm assuming you're going to have the ability to leave it in a store.
Nope. No,
really?
In post, I think of also phasing that out in favor for lockers, because the problem with the stores are a bit of a grey. They're even more of a grey area.
Oh my God! Honestly, so basically, if you have a job, you either get it delivered to your workplace, or just wait.
What's the last 3 letters of your postcode?
For me, 4 Foxtrot uniform.
I know the first half. I can't remember the last half. I'm just intrigued to know how. So, if you were to, door-to-door delivery for a 2-kilo box with no size requirements, from my address here to you, costs a whopping £3.83.
So it's actually more expensive for me to post a Hot Wheel.
Yeah, but if you want it delivered to a locker, with a medium-sized door, that's $3.99. And if you want it delivered to a store,
large store,
no, if you want it delivered store to store or store to door, that's £2.89.
Oh,
right, yeah. So you drop your parcel off at one of their stores and it gets delivered to your house. That's £2.89. Door to door would be they collect it and then they drop it off. Yeah. And that is £3.83 inclusive of VAT. So D'Agostini will be paying the £3.19 ex VAT price, probably, and a hell of a lot cheaper because they're sending thousands of parcels. And it's like, that's what I don't understand about this, because
I legitimately think the issues that most people face could be solved if they just improved the yodel / impost communication on when stuff is
Sorry, I'm just
delivered.
looking at this. This is quite interesting, actually. I've never looked at this before. So it goes, we'll collect your parcel from your door between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. We aim to collect your parcel the day after your collection is booked, or you can select a nominated day, and we aim to deliver all parcels within 2 working days to the recipient's address following collection, with an asterisk of 3 to 5 days during Christmas. You can send your parcel to any postcode in the UK, including islands and the Highlands, and you can send up to 15 kilos with a max dimension of 120 by 50 by 50 centimeters. So D'Agostini must be paying like £2 per parcel to deliver these.
Yeah. I just think the issue, like I was going to say, the issues that most people face in the UK could be easily solved if they go, because the biggest problem that I have is they tell you that something is out for delivery or is going to be delivered the day, within the hour that it's going to be delivered. If they gave you 24-hour notice to say, we're going to send it out in the van tomorrow, will this be convenient? And then if not, organize a day, say to them, right, because they'll be delivering every day, say to them, this date is not convenient, please deliver it on this date, a Saturday or something like that, where you know that you're going to be home.
Yeah.
And that would solve a load of issues. The problem that we have is, like I mentioned a few ships ago, I got a message saying, good news, your package is on its way in the next 20 minutes. Yes, and I'm 30 miles away from the house. And you have no option to intercept the delivery, to take it to a locker, to take it to a store. and then you're stuck because then they'll just deliver it whenever they want. They don't say, we'll try and deliver it the day after or 2 days after. It's whenever they want. And then you get another message 2-3 days later. Hey, I hope you're home, because he's literally 4 meters away from your door.
Yeah, I mean, what I find interesting is, though, you can do next day delivery parcel with £50 of insurance, which will cover everything other than an XL. They offer collection with real-time tracking. It's £4.54 with DPD. And I'm not being funny. I would rather be charged £4.54 extra every month and have it delivered by DPD, who, let's face it, hands down, are probably the best courier in the UK right now. And in terms of, they send you, as soon as the collection is booked, you get an email to say, guess what? We have your parcel. Here's where it's coming from. Here's where it's going to. This is all the options that you can have. You can redirect it, hold it, do what you want to do with it. Hey, stick it in a tree if you really want. And you also get a text as soon as it's loaded onto the van, and you get a text once the driver's left the depot with a 1 hour delivery window. And it's just like, I would rather spend £5 extra, £4 extra a month, and actually have the option, and have them use DPD, rather than dealing with all the bullshit you get from Yodel, where you get some prat in a call center and wherever the hell they feel like posting them. Going, well, we've got an influx of parcels. No shit, Sherlock, because we've just sent 200,000 of them out because, Yodel, because D'Agostini have just posted everything at once.
And let's not forget who used to use DPD.
Yeah, exactly.
Eagle Moss.
Yeah. Heck, never had DPD at work. We have DPD. We use
never
DPD
had
at work
it
because they might not be the cheap. Yeah, they're definitely not the cheapest, but they're also not the most expensive. Comparing them with like TNT or FedEx or even UPS, which would charge you 4-5 times that, you're looking at £20 a parcel.
Heck, they may be not the cheapest, but at least you have a guarantee that your parcel's going to get delivered.
Exactly.
And it's
DPD
safe.
are hands down the best courier.
Yeah, 100%. I at least I knew whenever I ordered anything from Eagle Moss that there was a guarantee that all right, the package itself, like the ship may be damaged, but that's not DPD. That's a factory issue. This is, they get delivered. You know exactly when it's getting delivered. And if you're not at home, you can intercept it. Hell, you can say to them, I'm at work, give them the address, and they can deliver it to the office.
Yeah.
All right, might be a little bit of delay. Yeah.
I mean, the other thing as well with them is, and I don't know about you, I've never had an issue with it being damaged.
Zero issues with a DPD parcel being damaged. Zero.
So I just don't understand why we're not even given an option. Obviously, if there will be people out there that go, I'm quite happy with Yodel's service, great, go for it. But I think they should at least give us the option that if we want to use an alternative carrier, and we're happy and we're willing to pay for it, then allow us. And I just think at the moment, I mean, I know the US had loads of problems early on, and most of those problems are fixed from what I can ascertain from my American friends.
Yeah.
But I just wish that they just fucking hurry up and fix the problems, because, every month we're rolling into the same problem, which is the same shit excuse of, Yodel fucked up. No shit.
We've got it this month, but we'll talk about that at the end of the show anyway. So
yes, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, so yes, the experience was shit for me this month and good for you. Now, magazine. So I'm just going to really quickly glaze through my talking points.
I'm going to do the TikTok thing.
High-res logo, tick, on the cover, which is lovely. Slightly thicker paper, lovely. I only have a tiny little bit of streaking, nothing horrific. Nothing is blurry this time, which is also nice. And then we get on to page 4, and that's where within the first sentence we have problems. So guess what, everybody? This magazine was written by D'Agostini GPT. Is what I'm now going to call it. We're going to call it Fanhome GPT. What should we call it?
DGPT.
DGPT. No, that's too much of a tongue twister. D'Agostini GPT. That's what we're going to call it. Because on the first sentence of this wonderful, wonderful magazine, it is the USS Voyager NCC 74656-A was a Lamar special class.
Why is it
vessel.
right? Why is it
vessel
right?
that was launched from Earth in 2386, 6 years after the predecessor returned to Earth after being stranded in the Delta Quadrant. Why is it
wasn't 6
special?
years. It wasn't 6 years.
No, I know.
Hang on.
Was
Hang
it?
on. Hang on.
Hang on.
No.
Was it?
No. Hang on.
When-
No.
when-
Allow me to go into memory alpha.
USS Voyager return.
I'm sure it's
dates.
2380.
I thought it was 2380 as well. Official return year was 2378.
No.
According to the AI overview in Google.
No. Hang on. For some reason, my brand.
USS Voyager was 21st century
No.
Intrepid class starship operated by Starfleet from 2371 to 2378.
Oh,
7 years.
Do you know what? Do you know what? You're right, because Nemesis was 2375, 2379, 79.
Yes.
Yes, right. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
2002.
Yes, because
Sorry,
the start
my
date is
mistake.
5836.2. But yes, anyway, so, and it's just like, well, what makes it special then?
It was christened by the pop singer from the early 2000s, Lamar.
Or the specials. Singing Free Nelson Mandela whilst they're commissioning
it. Or both. It was a hybrid duo.
It was a holographic version of the special singing Free Tuvix.
Throwing Neelix cheese in the hole.
Do you know what? That's quite funny. Actually, the UK television at the moment is a absolute dire mess, and I just wanted something to watch the other day. So I've been gradually working my way through Lower Decks, and I've just got to Tuvix and the Neelix cheese episode. I love that episode; it's so good. Anyway, I cannot find any reference anywhere to say it was a special class, whatever a special class could possibly be. So I have no idea where the hell they got that from. But once again, and to be honest with you, the rest of the magazine is dull. It's boring. There's nothing really in here. You know, it goes on and says things like, where was it? The EMH described it as having been a retrofitted stem to stern. Well, of course it is. It's a new ship. How could it be refitted stem to stern with the latest technology? It's a brand new class of ship.
Lamar's special
the core ran through 13 decks in the saucer section. Yes. Now, I have to say, I have some gripes with the ship. Now, Aaron, feel free to send me a DM and we can discuss.
Here we go.
I briefly brought this up with the lovely beer we had at STLV last year. The nacelles of this ship, right?
Yeah.
Are the same length as Voyager. Let's just sink that in for a second. The nacelles of this ship are almost the same length as the original Voyager.
There you go.
But what I don't understand is it has the to be honest with you, the entire deck plan makes no freaking sense whatsoever. You have cetacean ops like slap bang in the middle with a warp, and for some reason the warp core is in the saucer, which makes no sense whatsoever. Anyway, but yeah, the magazine itself is it's just not great. Again, it's the same layout. You've got the first 2 pages with a really nice kind of bottom third view. Then we go to the orthos, which look very glowy for some reason. It's like someone's, I don't know. There's lots of lenticular flares.
I think they've pulled a render. I think they've pulled a render from a specific episode where the lighting has been changed because the Voyager's in a darker part or is nowhere near a star, and it doesn't present the ship any nicer.
No, exactly. If anything, it actually makes things harder to see in the orthos.
Yeah.
And then we go into the white page, which are fine, and it talks about designing the USS Voyager A, Admiral Janeway's flagship. Well, which is it? Because Admiral Janeway's flagship was 2 issues ago.
I have a fix for that.
Oh,
The
go on.
Dauntless was crippled beyond repair. Therefore, she was given command of the Voyager. That's why.
Okay. Now, I have to say, there are some okay bits in here. So it talks about Kevin and Dan Hageman were clear they didn't want to make the show set in a classroom. They felt that doesn't even read well. But the show's creators, Dan and Kevin Hageman, were clear they didn't want to make a show set in a classroom. They felt like students. What?
No, didn't want a show set in a classroom. Quote, they felt like students.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with it being set in a classroom?
They felt like students, Hageman says, and we didn't feel like kids would want to watch a show about school.
Fine, I wasn't reading the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then then it was given that they were putting the kids back in space. The Protostar had been destroyed, and the Dauntless had been crippled. So they decided the story should start on the new kind of ship.
Yeah.
On a new ship. Kids down to smiles, like new stuff, new costumes, new characters, new ships. And in contrast to the first season, Dan and his friends would be part. Dal and his friends, be part in the Starfleet crew, blah, 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 blah. Naturally, raised the question what the ship be. We wanted a big ship that gave more of a Starfleet experience or Star Trek experience, which this definitely does because it does just look like Voyager and the Sovereign class had with some weird love child. And to be fair, I actually like the design of the ship in part. There are bits of it that I don't like. But the magazine, again, it's just full of filler. And then we also then get on pages 12 and 13 just this double page spread of pretty images
again, and
how they use the same glow as the front of these nacelles on the Protostar for the deflector dish. Now your life is complete. And then the only thing I don't like on the last page 15, right? I'm so confused.
Why are you confused?
Well, you look at the image at the top. You have an MSD from the Enterprise E.
Yes.
Which, looking at it, is from Nemesis. And then they've overlaid the first contact deck plan over the top.
Right, okay. So, for some reason...
The actual LCARS is definitely Nemesis because it's got the slightly sleeker nacelles. The nacelles are raised. Forward.
Yeah,
they're also brought forward, and also the slope on the secondary hull past the deflector is slightly less pronounced.
I don't
understand why.
I don't get why you've got the First Contact and Nemesis version there.
Or was that an early version?
Was that Eve's concept, the one that's the black outline?
No,
because the one that's got the white, that is the Nemesis version because the nacelles, the pylons are further back.
Yes. So what it says here, it just says Hibben produced this drawing to show how similar the Voyager A was to the Sovereign class Enterprise E, and to give an idea of how many decks would have. Also provide size comparison to the U.S.S. Protostar, which was tiny experimental vessel, which is great. But I don't understand why you would overlay the Sovereign class with the Sovereign class and also not line anything up.
Yeah, and it also makes the original First Contact Sovereign.
Unless the only thing I can think of is, I don't even understand why you would even pull an MSD from this anyway, unless they've just lined up what a Sovereign class would look like compared to the Voyager A in that scale.
Yeah, but if you look at the Voyager A as well, they've done the green lines for the decks as well.
Yeah, which would be the same height as the ones. I just don't understand what the LCARS is doing there.
I'm not too sure.
I would have said that would make way more sense not to have the LCARS there and just have the white outline of the Nemesis version, or the First Contact version, I should say.
I really don't know.
It just doesn't make any sense. Again, it's another graphic that doesn't really make any sense. Now there are some really nice beauty shots. There's a nice top-down view. We get the view of what it looks like when it gets taken over by the AI. You know, and there are some pretty pictures, but again, like every other magazine in this collection, it's just full of old waffle, nothing new, and it was written by an AI. And I just think, again, it's a letdown. I'd rather save the 58p and not have it. Because to be honest with you, I would learn more, and I did learn more because I did a lot of research on this anyway by looking at Memory Alpha. I learned more by spending 6 minutes reading Memory Alpha than I did looking at the magazine. Because actually, a lot of the stuff is missing.
I would rather forego the magazine and improve the delivery service.
Absolutely. Get rid of the magazine, give me DPD. Happy. Yeah. So the other thing as well is I don't quite... Did we see... Yes, we did. Sorry, I'm trying to work out where we saw the ISS Voyager, but we did see it.
Yes, we did. Yes.
We did see it.
Prodigy Season 2, yeah.
Yes, we did. Anyway, so magazine, like all the others, it's a bit cack. It does a job, I suppose, for the people that would really like it, but to be honest with you, I think you're better off. If you want to learn about the Lamar class, go to Memory Alpha. If you want to learn more about Voyager A specifically, go to Memory Alpha. It actually has, in my eyes, better imagery because it's got dedicated screen caps from the episode that show off all the points it's talking about. And also it breaks into all the different reality timelines and also brings in things specific about those characters. For example, it talks about that in the alternate reality, Chakotay, Dal, Pog, Rok-Tahk, and that... and how they all work together and how Janeway perished aboard the Infinity, and so on and so forth. And I actually think you actually learn more from reading Memory Alpha for 10 minutes than you do reading the magazine. And I just think it's just a waste of time and effort. I'd rather not have it.
To be honest with you, if this is the level of detail that we're going to have for a hero ship, next month's issue is going to be anorexic.
Let's hold fire because I want to talk about the upcoming issues at the end of this episode because there's some interesting developments. So we'll skip past that for the moment. So, magazine, meh. Model. So, we have a stand. It stands and does what a stand does best. It holds the ship up. Sorry, that was upside down. And look, it doesn't all fall apart. It's lovely. Now then, this ship. I like the design of the ship. However, with that being said, I feel like the saucer could just do with being a smidge smaller so it fits in better with the scale of the nacelles because I just find that it's a bit saucer heavy. Especially when you compare it with the secondary hull. I mean, look how tiny the secondary hull is.
I understand. Right now, I understand why the nacelles are slightly smaller than the saucer section because it is a throwback to the original Intrepid class. Oh, yeah. But the original Intrepid class had small nacelles because they were not retractable. They were oscillating.
Sure, they move.
They move, right? Because, this was at a time where no one was allowed past Warp 5, and the Intrepid class was the Toyota Prius of Starfleet vessels at the time, okay? So I understand why it had small nacelles, but this, I don't get, and what I also don't get, right, and what I also struggle with, right, one of the clear rules, right, which has obviously been a little bit... changed somewhat with Starfleet designs. One of the clear rules is the nacelles must have an unobstructed view in order to do the job. That is one of the design principles of Matt Jeffries, Gene Roddenberry back in the day.
And let's face
these do not.
No, they literally go right in to the back of the saucer.
Yeah, these do not, and
Although, to be fair, you could say that about the Connie 3. The Connie 3 nacelles do kind of slightly get masked by the saucer.
They kind of do, yes, I do agree. I just think, I think really this could have been solved by raising the pylons up a few degrees.
Yes.
Oh, because what I think's happened is, right, here's my theory, right? So, obviously, the Lamar Special class was inspired by the original Sovereign from First Contact. The original Sovereign from First Contact had the nacelles lower and more into the body of the ship.
Yes.
Whereas in Nemesis, Eve's raised the pylons up a few degrees to give them more clearance.
A bit more presence as well. They just felt better.
It made the ship stand out a little bit more. And I think what they've done, they've looked at the original First Contact E and went, yeah, that's cool. Not realizing that the issue was like John Eves had corrected an issue that it's originally done in First Contact.
Yes, I agree with that. And I just think that there's some interesting design decisions. Let's put it like that. You've got a saucer that's extremely long.
Yes.
Very much like how Voyager was.
Yes.
If you think about Voyager's arrowhead saucer, it's very long. But what they failed is they've made the secondary hull too short and too skinny.
Yes.
And I actually think if they had almost taken a leaf out of the Nova class a little bit.
Yes.
And actually kind of left the nacelles, because these aren't exactly the same as the Enterprise E's. They are obviously slightly different.
No, they're a little bit goofier.
Which I do. I like these nacelles. I think if they made these nacelles but put them on oscillating pylons, and extended the secondary hull back so it's kind of here, just enough to kind of pull these away a little, not much, but just enough away, then they would actually sit underneath, just like Voyagers did, and it would be more of an iterative design from the Intrepid class.
Yes.
Because you could have still kept the Enterprise E features, which is obviously what they were going for here with this saucer, with the nacelles, even down to the shape of the pylons. But I feel like the pylons just end too close to the back. Especially when you compare like the Enterprise E, you had that semicircular shuttle bay that came out the back as well. I mean, even if you were to, that's the wrong side. Like you look at the F, which again uses a lot of Enterprise E inspiration, shall we say. The back of the secondary hull is a lot longer. Because, okay, I suppose that also has the Aquarius shuttle in there, but you kind of get the point I'm trying to make. When you compare that with this, I mean, also, but look at the size difference between these saucers. I mean, if I try and line up the deflectors,
there are better proportions on the Odyssey class.
Correct. And I think that's what it needs to be. I think if they had just shrunk the saucer down a little bit, because also it's, I would say, a significant amount, if I line that up, it's a significant amount wider. I think if they just shrunk it down by 3 or 4%, nothing major, but enough, and just kind of, just shrunk it down a little bit and brought it a little bit more in proportion, I actually think this ship would look even better than it does now. Because there are parts of it I really like. I really like how the bottom of the secondary hull actually is almost kind of like cut in. Yeah. And it kind of, that could be a shuttle bay. That could be, there's no details on here for that. I really like a lot of the details of the saucer. I really like these lines that kind of come across here. I really like the detailing on here. I like the gold parts on it. The gold parts look really cool. I have some gripes, which are, why are the impulse engines black for a start? Is that 2 sets of impulse engines? Because we've got vents or something that's sit on the top of the saucer, as well as on the back here.
The impulse engines, I'll tell you exactly where the impulse engines are. They're exactly where they are on the Sovi. They're there. These are not impulse engines.
No, but what are they? Because they look, but if you, on this model, they look exactly the same as the impulse engines. They're the same design. So what are they? Are they vents? Again, but then this is obviously where they're playing into the cartoon aspect of it, and they're just sticking, as they say, greeblies or gack on for the sake of it.
Have you noticed the captain's yacht as well on the bottom of the saucer?
I have noticed the captain's yacht on the bottom of the saucer.
The
have you noticed the delta on the front of the secondary saucer? Secondary deflector? Or viewing port, or whatever the hell that is at the front?
No. Oh!
Which I actually quite like that. I think that's a nice touch. We don't actually get a full... No, we don't actually get like a full breakdown of what everything is. I think that's a deflector dish.
I have gripes, but I will hold off until you have done your gripes.
Yeah, I think they are deflect. I think that's either a deflector dish or it's...
Interestingly, that delta is not really featured. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it
is. It's kind of there.
It looks like a cargo bay, if I'm perfectly honest.
It's either a cargo bay or it's that secondary sensor array. It's the sensor array like you have on Voyager at the front.
Yeah.
So there are bits of it that I like. I don't understand the registration for some reason. It's really, really tiny, and it has black lines either side of it for some reason. It would have made way more sense to bring it down a little bit, curve it, and run it all the way across the front like most normal ships do. But I think overall, the actual design of the ship is okay. There are some. The model is really well done to a degree. There's a couple of little niggles, which are the black lines inside the imposter just don't line up for me. But everything else, print-wise, on the model is great. And once again, we have no problems with windows because there's no recesses for windows. On the underside, again, we have really nice gold detailing and all the parts line up. I like the deflector. The deflector, Voyager's deflector, I think works really well here, but rather than it being that, coppery, goldy color, it's fully glowing like a lot of other starships. I'm trying to work out, is that the bridge on the very, very... Oh, is that the captain's yacht?
That's the yacht.
Is that the yacht? I thought that was the yacht. Okay, anyway. And also I like the fact that you have these kind of windows that are like recessed in on the bottom.
Yeah.
I just think that there's lots of really nice design features, and there's also just parts of it that just look at it and go, what were you thinking? But yeah, all in all, I actually quite like this model. I just think the ship is I think it's a very pretty model. Take the ship design gripes out of it for a second. The actual model is very nice. Is it XL worthy?
It's a hero ship, so yeah, I guess it is. It's a Voyager.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a Voyager.
Yeah, that's true. True.
Okay, my gripes.
Go on. What are you griping about there?
Okay, so the model itself, I think it is a decent model this month. We have no issues with windows because there is no indents into the windows. I think size wise, it's a beefy model. If you compare it to the F, which we've already done, it is a beefier model. Good weight to it. I love the fact we've got translucent ram scoops, translucent parts for the nacelles, but not. This is nothing to do with the model. This is nothing to do with Fanhome, but this is just, again, indicative of the way that Prodigy is styled. You literally just have, in very, very plain writing on the top of the saucer, USS Voyager, NCC 74656A. That's it. And there is no deltas. There is no registration anywhere else. There is no United Federation of Planets.
It's missing anything along here.
Yeah,
it's very plain.
I have seen already when the model came out, people producing decal sheets to properly give it that Star Trek feel. It is a Star Trek ship. It has got Star Trek designs on it. It just doesn't have those necessary details that indicate that this is a Starfleet vessel by name and by registry. And it just makes it feel like this is just like a top secret ship that's not designed to be identified in visual range or something like that. Yeah. Like you've literally got the name in small writing at the top there. There is nothing on the saucer. There is nothing on the engineering hull. There is nothing on the pylons. There is nothing on the nacelles. Yeah. There is nothing at the back of the ship. There is and it just, the problem is, when you are making a model of this, it just makes it look very plain. Yes. It makes it look very dull. And we said this about the Dauntless and stuff like that. Yeah. There are certain things that could just, tiny things that you can do to make the model pop a lot better. And for me, it would have been a splash of red on the secondary hull, a registration on the end of the nacelle,
or even just some red lines. Like if you think back to hang on, where's my little...
And I know it's not on the actual ship. I know it's not on the actual ship at all, and this is just wishful thinking. And we're not saying that this is Fanhome's fault. We're saying that we get the art style for Prodigy, but you've sort of, like, Prodigy's art style was sort of, they want to be as close to Star Trek as possible, but then also not close to minimize the details.
Yeah.
And my issue, my greatest issue
with this on Voyager, you had the red...
you
had the red stripes down the top, which I know you wouldn't be able to do here because of the warp field radiators, but you could have easily put that down the side Because
you
obviously
could
on
have,
Voyager they didn't, because the warp field radiators were on the side of the nacelles.
but he could have done it like they did at the sea
Yeah, and
and the
also
D
on the
and put the
bottom,
stripes. Yeah,
it had the registry on the bottom. Again,
yeah,
so that's something that they could have easily put on
and
here.
it's purely an art style of the show itself
Yeah.
to not have those details, but it takes away some of those little details that people like. And again, this is the design of inside the ship is so soulless. It is so grey. It is so dull. And you're thinking, could you really live aboard a ship like this for an extended period of time? Like, can you
But also,
imagine?
not just that, the LCARS is also some weird shade of grey with purples and oranges, and
Yeah.
look, everything on that ship is grey. Sorry, everything on that ship is just grey, and
It's just dull.
I like grey. Don't get me wrong. I mean, look,
Yeah.
I love Picard's LCARS.
Yeah.
I love the inside of the Titan and the Stargazer, but it's just.
It's just too dull in Prodigy. It's too dark. It's too dull. And the thing is, as well, when you look at the ship, there is, for a massive ship, there is such a lack of windows as well. And it just, can you imagine being on that ship for 7 years?
Yeah, I mean, the other thing I also noticed with the Voyager A stuff is actually the LCARS isn't grey. It's like a dark, like teal colour.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this also stems down to, I want to say creative differences, because that's not what I'm looking. That's not the word I'm trying to use.
Creative choices.
No, I think it actually boils down to the fact that there, I think, were restrictions from Nickelodeon about which external contractors could be used to create the show.
Yeah.
I think that is part of the not the problem, but I think that's part of it, because the person who designed all of the LCARs on Prodigy, including the deck plan of Voyager A, is a Swiss. I think they're Swiss, and they've never done Star Trek before.
Yeah.
So,
but, I mean,
and it shows, and I don't mean that nastily, because a lot of the stuff is really nice, but like you look at simple door controls, and they just look so completely alien to what LCARs would be. And when you look at Voyager A's LCARs, you've got like dark teal with gold gradient buttons, which just doesn't make any sense, because that's never been a thing. And also, it looks like they took a lot of inspiration from parts of Discovery for some reason, with just like side panels. It's just one of those things where it's a shame, because I think they could have done so much more. And actually, what we got was a bit lackluster. But then again, it's a kids' TV show.
It's a kids' TV show. Yeah, exactly.
So obviously we have to take this, that, and the other with, a little bit of a pinch of salt, as it were. Ironically, I actually think they did a better version on the Dauntless's LCARs than they did on Voyager's LCARs, to a degree. There are parts of it that are just like, I look at it and just go, what the hell were you thinking? So there are bits of it and I just go, oh, okay, that was a decision. But I don't know. I can't get excited for this ship, I don't think. I think it's because it just feels like, to me, it just feels like a mediocre kit bash.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, and again, this is probably because it's a Nickelodeon. Technically, it's a Nickelodeon show first, before it was a Paramount show. It's a Nickelodeon show. I just think that, is that the problem? Is that because obviously it was 20 episodes instead of 10, although each episode was only 20 minutes. So in theory, it could have been 10 40-minute episodes. I get that. I don't know.
The thing is,
it's like it's missing something.
There are two things. There are two things I want to highlight here. If this was, and this was going back to our interview with the guys from Star Trek Online a few months ago, where 20 years ago, when Star Trek Armada was being made and Starfleet, Star Trek, what was it? Starfleet Command, right? When they were designing ships for those games, Paramount had to have oversight, and they would make any feedback over the tiniest bit of detail. Like, you can't have 2 impulse regulators on the same side of the saucer.
Yeah.
It has to be one, blah, 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 right? Nowadays, it's like they just don't care, right? Now,
and I think that's just down to
Yeah.
Paramount in general.
And the problem is, right, what you have to think is, this is the Voyager A. It is huge. You can't escape the fact that the Voyager B is a lot smaller and is a lot more highly detailed than the Voyager A. And you put them all together, you've got the Intrepid class, which is a small, highly detailed vessel. You've got the Voyager B, which is like this huge... I mean, I think they could have got away with this by saying this was a prototype science vessel that used hybrid ablative armor that was taken from the Delta Quadrant, blah, blah. This is the Voyager class, right? There's only one ship. It's experimental. It didn't pan out. They decommissioned it, and then they went back to the Voyager B, and then redesigned for the Voyager B, which had, again, the moving nacelles and this, that, and the other, and it went back to more of a scout ship role. That would have worked a lot better, but again, it's a kids' TV show. They wanted a Star Trek feel. I just think that they wanted something big and grandiose, but this is another case of different departments doing different shows, not communicating with each other and not allowing things to look fluid throughout the 20 years. Because the Voyager A is 20 years before the Voyager B, and the Voyager B looks closer to the original. It looks closer to the original Voyager than this one. And I just think an in-universe explanation should be that this is a prototype science vessel that's using experimental ablative armor, but they just can't get it to work. And that's why we never see it again in Star Trek all the way up to season 3 of Picard.
Yeah.
Because they can't get it to work yet.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. But yeah, I don't know. For me, it just feels like the ship's missing. So I think it's missing some soul. I think that's what it is. You look at other ships and you know,
inside and out.
It's like cars, isn't it? You look at a car and go, that's a really great looking car. It's your grey Volkswagen. That's okay.
It's You've got cars.
It's a grey ID4. That's it's okay.
You've got cars with obvious soul and fine detailing, and just they have a character. And then you've just got the bog standard Repmobile in silver that gets you from A to B. This is oh my god! Are we going to actually say that this is the Vauxhall Corsa?
No, because Vauxhall Corsas actually look quite nice now. I would say that this is your Volkswagen ID4. It's very bland because they normally come in some weird shade of grey, or it's a Tesla. It's nothing special. It's just. Okay. For our American viewers who have no idea what cars we're talking about, this is a Toyota Camry.
Yes, it could have been a Crown Vic. But they went for a
This
Camry.
Is a Primer Grey Camry, whereas over here, this would be a Primer Grey ID4. Or it's, you know what I mean? Though? It's a car that you just look at it and just go, it's all right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to pick it out in a crowd, but you know, it's just, it's okay. But I think it's a shame because the model is, the model's really good.
Nice. Yeah. It's really
just a shame
nice.
The ship is a bit lackluster.
It makes me, because
the other thing I have also noticed, I was looking at this while you were talking, right? The plastic is semi-transparent.
What?
Really? If you, I don't know if you're going to pick it up, but if I shine my flashlight, you can actually see through the base plastic. Look, bear in mind, I'm not actually anywhere near.
Oh my god. Oh my god!
So I'll be interested to know what plastic this uses because.
Oh my god! Look.
You can make the nacelle glow yellow. There we go.
Oh, there we go. I've got a glowing pylon.
It's Yeah,
I just
cheap.
blinded myself. Ow.
Who said that? What?
Oh,
Anyway, so yeah, the model's okay. It does a job. Now then,
yeah.
we had some news this week about the Fanhome Starships collection. So, as you probably all remember, this time last year, in October of last year, we were given the note that good news, Fanhome have acquired the Starships collection license, and they will be releasing 20 ships in the first round, which were the Constitution 3, Second Class Farragut, Odyssey, SS Helios, Shrike, Lunar Class Titan for some reason, Constitution 3 XL Enterprise G, the Excelsior 2, the USS Dauntless, the USS Archer, the Lamar Class USS Voyager. And we knew that, and we knew all of these vessels were coming.
Yeah.
But what was kind of a little bit up in the air is because we had no imagery at all of the Edison class, the Abina class, the Dudestat, the Protostar we've seen a little bit of, the Gagarin, the Gregory Jean, Pathfinder we kind of seen, and the Texas class. And we hadn't seen them. These are all ships that were listed on articles and this, that, and the other, but they were never, and they were in the press release, but they were never actually, they've never been seen.
Yeah.
And up until a week ago, we hadn't even seen the USS, the Edison class. Sorry, we didn't know what ship it was going to be. We presumed it was going to be the USS Edison, and then we got an email saying that, sorry, we've kind of fucked up. All the documentation, all the magazine says it's the USS Edison, but the magazine, the actual ship you're getting is the USS Harlan. And then we saw
it's the other way. I think it's the other way around.
Was it the other way around? Was it the other way around?
Yeah, so the magazine says it's the Harlan, but it's actually the Edison that we're getting. Because the ship is called Edison on the hull.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, the photos say USS Harlan.
Oh, really? Oh, bugger. Right.
Yeah,
okay.
so it says USS Harlan NCC 52277 Edison.
52277?
52277, yeah. And actually, when I go and inspect the images and make them larger, it does say USS Harlan.
52277?
5222, yeah, so 2 2s and 2 7s. 52277.
That's an old-ass ship.
Edison class.
No, if you look at if you base the age of the ship on the registry, which is what a natural progression is, 52277.
Can't be, because according to this, it was a relatively new ship for Frontier Day. 522. Yeah, but it's a 5 numbered registry, not a 4 numbered registry. So it's actually a relatively new ship.
Yeah, but 74656 is 5.
Edison class was the top of Federation starship operated in the early 25th century, bore a strong resemblance to the Hoover class, featuring components of technology from recent designs, 22 starships, blah, 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 blah.
This is the whole Excelsior 2 again. This is the Excelsior 2 thing again, where they used a 4 when the rest of the... If you look at for those that don't know, registries go up. So the newer the ship, the higher the registry, right? So if you look at Voyager 74656, Defiant 74205, because Defiant was built before Voyager, and then the Titan 8010, blah, 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 and yada, 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 right? So we had one with the Excelsior 2, where it's like the USS Excelsior NCC 4 something, 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 which would make it a very old ship. Like at the time of the 25th century, it's 50 years old.
Yeah, because I mean, the 25th century USS Edison in Star Trek Online was 95.
Exactly.
160, I want to say it was.
Exactly.
And Memory Alpha. Yeah, I'm looking at the Edison. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, it's USS Edison was 95160.
The Cali class, which was after Voyager, 75567, and that's an old ship. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's how. So again, it's a registry number thing, but that is an old ship, which is weird.
Yeah, it is a bit weird. But hey, so anyway, so we then got the first images of that, and there's one image of it, which is the top third angle down. It looks interesting. That's what I'm going to say for that on the moment.
I will say, I'm also kind of relieved.
Why?
Because the Edison class, obviously we had the STO version, and a lot of people thought they're just going to upscale the STO version, and they've actually what we found out is for Picard, they took the STO version and converted it to be more TNG.
Yes, they made some changes to it,
and I'm there for that. I am there for that.
Yes. Anyway, so we have that. That will be coming next month. And then we also now have, for some reason, in the US site are now available to look at, but they're not available on the international sites just yet. There looks like they've moved some ships around because it's supposed to be the next month's issue is the USS Archimedes, the Abena class vessel from Lower Deck Season 2. But that has been pushed back a month and will be coming out in February. And they've brought forward the Intrepid class. Now, initially, and we've mentioned this many times. The Dudestat, sorry. We have mentioned this many times that the model for it was going to be the USS Trumbull, which was a ship we never actually saw on screen. However, the photos on Fanhome's website have it as the USS Intrepid. The registry is the Intrepid along with the naming on the ship. So it looks like Fanhome have listened to reason and actually picked a ship that we've actually seen on the screen. Hallelujah. So we have the Intrepid. So the Intrepid will be the following month. So that'll be January.
January.
Yes, because December is the Harlan, isn't it? And then January is the Intrepid.
No. The Harlan is this month.
November. Yes. Sorry, it's because I looked at the delivery date and it says it's going to be delivered by December for my Harlan. Anyway, so it should arrive late December. The Intrepid should arrive late December, assuming it's not all screwed up because of Christmas. And then we have the USS Archimedes, which is now in its place. Then we have the next XL, which is the Protostar, which I'm really looking forward to. It has a new photo up, which looks really, really good.
Really nice, yeah.
And then a kind of a curveball. Because the USS Gagarin, registration 97930 from Star Trek Picard Season 3, is supposed to be March's issue.
Yes.
But that's no longer the case. We have
What's coming in its place?
We have got the USS Credence, NCC 97930, which those who know registries will know that is a 32nd century vessel from Season 4, I think is what I said it was from. Season 4, for a whopping 2 scenes in 1 episode.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm looking at this going... Yes. I'm looking at this going, okay, we haven't had any Discovery era ships. Okay. I can kind of go with that. But at the same time, I'm looking at going,
why?
Because there are so many really cool ships that could have been done here that were never done. For example, you have, I'm going to see if I can find the photo online that actually lists them, because some of of course, I can't access Imgur because the US government sucks ass and decides to...
A few from Strange New Worlds, for starters.
Yes, but I would have thought a ship that we'd actively seen a few times on screen, like the USS, I want to say it's the Arath, or something along that line. Hang on. Let me put I can't put my browser into a VPN because I'm currently in my browser. It's the circular ship. It is the little circular ship with integrated nacelles. So no floating nacelles to worry about.
Oh, the one from Discovery. Yes.
Yes, this is from Discovery, sorry. So we have that, which looks really cool. It's like a frisbee with nacelles.
Yeah.
That would have been a really cool one. Or how about the ship that we actually saw quite a fair bit of throughout the seasons 4, 5, and 6 of Discovery, which were the USS Armstrong, the essentially Constitution class of the 32nd century,
which a prototype was made of.
Correct.
Yeah.
But no. Instead, we got a interesting looking vessel that we saw for a whopping 1.5 scenes.
Look, I mean, we could have
heck, you could have even done Starfleet headquarters, which is that beautiful organic kind of, floaty, prismy looking thing.
But we could have...
looking, why?
We could have had, right, if you're getting rid of the Gagarin, we could have had one that's never been done, the Sutherland, which is
Yep.
in the fleet in season 2 and the
Yep.
fleet in season 3. We could have had the Echelon, which is an
Yep.
easy one for them to do because you just snap off the bottom half of a Stargazer.
But then I'm wondering if that's why they didn't do it, because they've already done the Stargazer, and technically it is just. I can get why they didn't do it, but
Yeah.
the thing is that I think if you wanted to do a 32nd century ship, which in my brain they're thinking, okay, that kind of makes sense. They haven't done any at all from the 32nd century. I get it. Then okay, fine. Oh, it's the Annan. The USS Annan is the big circular frisbee with nacelles. I just don't understand why. Because, you have that ship, which we saw quite a bit of. The Armstrong, to me, is the kind of the instant, yes, that's the ship, because there's no floating nacelles to worry about. It's a Constitution-style vessel, so it looks incredible. And it's got this really cool hull that kind of like dips down with layers on top of it, and it looks really good. But no, we're going to go with some random ship that we saw for 10 seconds. Which, to be honest with you, looks like it warped into a brick wall, because the entire front of it's flat.
Also, as well, it's got a really familiar deflector that reminds me of the Emmett Till from the proposed season 8 DS9.
Yes.
Also, I mean, again, pie in the sky dreaming from me. I think, guys, it's high time we got a starbase.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I think we do. I think we need a starbase, and I think the prime candidate from that is Earth Space Dock from season 3 of Picard.
Season 3 Picard's Earth Space Dock. Maybe a space dock from Lower Decks, perhaps the Tier 8 version. Yes, Starbase 80. No, but there was a fair few I mean, there was the original Mushroom Starbase. There was the other Starbase with a massive promenade around it. The Starbase 80. We could have the futuristic, artistic light bulb from IKEA that is Federation headquarters.
There's so many different starbases that could have been done.
There's so many that they can possibly look at.
I don't understand why. I mean, and the other thing as well is, right, what I also don't get from this is, surely months ago they would have known that they weren't going to do the Gagarin. So why not just put a post, and why not just put a post out on Facebook saying, one of our ships is not going to be possible that we initially promised you. We're really sorry about that. Please give us some ideas of what ships you would like to see. Now, if they knew for a fact they wanted to do a 32nd century Discovery ship, then you say, please, can you let us know which 32nd century ships that have not already been done by Eagle Moss you would like to see?
Which is what they did with the XLs.
Correct.
When they got the molds.
Correct. Yeah. So, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would say the Armstrong.
Yeah.
But instead, we've got the ice scraper that is the USS Credence.
The USS CCR, that's what I'm going to call it.
USCCR. Yeah. It's just a weird ship. It's very weird. It's just weird. It's just weird.
It's floating nacelles.
It's got 4... Well, I'm not even going to call it 4 floating nacelles. It has 2 massive floating nacelles with 2 mini nacelles that sit above. It's just weird. It's very, very tall as well for a ship.
You know, I'm not a fan of floating nacelles.
I know you're not a fan of
it was a very, very bad idea to implement this and introduce this.
Yeah, but they had to do something quite. And I don't actually mind the floating nacelles. I quite like them. But anyway, so look, I just think it's a bit of a strange. It's just a bit of a strange choice. That's all I'm going to say.
Also, they're only going up till March.
That's all they've released for now, because after that we should have the Gregory Jean, the USS Drexler, and the Texas class, which will be the last 3.
But then we've got the Eves, which is a bonus issue of the Drexler.
Which is a bonus issue, which comes in issue 20, which would be with the Texas class, the USS Aledo.
Right, but they've extended the issue. Oh, actually, yes, they've extended the issues to 34. Let me just double check the magazine.
Well, we have no idea of what that's going to be yet.
I'm having a look to see if it actually says it's 34 issues.
yes.
Yes, it does. The
Yeah.
collection is planned for 34 issues.
So there's going to be another 14 issues.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see to what that comes out as. But yeah, I just think there's some strange choices. And Fanhome, if you are watching or listening, please put a vote out to the fans. We're the ones that are going to tell you what ships we want.
Yeah.
And then go to Paramount and go, we would like to create this, 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 and this. Don't go to Paramount first, because Paramount half the time don't understand. They don't even know what their ships are.
And I know the design takes around about a year anyway. But
assuming that there isn't already that's assuming there isn't
mold.
Yeah, a mold or a design that can easily be used. Because but anyway, on a very slight tangent, we also have your least favorite toy just announced for release on the 28th of this month.
It's not the least favorite. It's not the least favorite. I question the coloring and the design choice.
I do and I don't. I actually love it. I think it looks really, really cool. I'm hoping to be able to obtain a USS Enterprise D Lego set pre-Christmas.
Will you be boldy going?
I will be boldy going because Lego can't spell. Anyway, we'll save that for the review. Yes, it's whether I can really muster up £350 for a Lego set. And also, I have a very, very big problem. I have nowhere to fucking put it.
Oh, you'll find a place.
Well, the only thing I can think of is to move the Discovery to my living room, much to my fiance's detest. And the Enterprise D will have to go there. But I might have to pull the chest of drawers this way slightly because it ain't going to fit.
Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
But yes, we will be looking, and it'll be one of those things that we will obviously, if we do obtain it, we will be doing a review of it as well.
Oh, a top-down build would be great.
Yeah, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do a top-down build because I have cats, and my cats love Lego.
Yeah, that's destroyed. Yeah,
yeah.
I do. I mean, I must admit, Lego did identify one of the biggest issues, and this is not an innuendo. Before anybody starts commenting down below,
but the big D.
There's always an issue with the big D. There is always an issue with the big D, and I have two big Ds in this room right now, and no, not one of them is me. I have the All Good Things Big D, and I have the regular D, right? And obviously the stands are the Diamond Select stands were crap. So I got the plastic.
Yep, you got the acrylic cutout one.
Yeah, the acrylic cutout ones. And it's literally the arse end of the pylons, nest in, rests, and then the saucer. The saucer is always top heavy. I've got a car, like, you know, one of those things that wobbles. Yep. I've got an Enterprise D, one of them, and even that, as tiny as it is top heavy, right?
So what I was going to say, what I noticed, one of the reviews of weighed the saucer is 1.4 kilos.
But what they have done is use the entrance of a shuttle into the Shuttle Bay 1 as a key lock to keep it in place on the Star Drive section. Genius!
So what I'm going to say is the designer of this set is a massive Trekkie, and so is the graphic designer on this set is also a massive Trekkie. So it goes back to our motto, which is it's been built for fans by fans, and it shows.
The deflector, though, I have a real problem with that deflector.
But I think, look, I agree with you. The deflector is not the greatest. However, with that being said, you are limited to what Lego pieces are available.
Yeah, I get
actually
it.
How they've done it by taking car windscreens and printing on the back side of it, I think is genius.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're ever gonna. You're never going to get that shape in Lego properly. No. It's never going to pinch. It's just not physically possible. But I think they've done an incredible job. The fact it's made of Lego.
Yeah, and what I find hilarious is when they announced this, someone really took umbrage with the fact that they started with the Enterprise D and said that Lego is insulting proper Star Trek fans by not releasing the original Connie, and I'm like, dude, go outside and touch some grass.
Yes, absolutely. I think they've done, I think they've done an amazing job. Yes,
if I had the money, I would get one. If I had the money,
I know you would. I know you would.
Yeah.
So I will be. If I can get it on launch release day, I will. Because I also, to be honest with you, I want the shuttle mainly for Rolaren.
Isn't that? Don't you get that free of charge for the gift anyway?
You get it with, but it's a gift with purchase. You have to purchase the Enterprise D to get it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So if you purchase it, you'll get it anyway.
That's the only reason I want to buy it on launch day, so I can get.
Right.
So I can get that because I would want the Rolaren minifig. I can imagine that set is going to go for absurd money on eBay.
It's going to be another Enterprise C from Eaglemoss. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be obscene.
Exactly. So yes, so stay tuned. There will be at some point, whether it is pre-Christmas or post-Christmas, there will be the Lego Enterprise D review. So that will be something to definitely keep an eye out for. So remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, as well as that little bell icon, so you get notified for when we post that review or any other one of our reviews or interviews. Other than that, I have been Mike. He has been Mike. Live long and prosper.